test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the annual purge sanctioned by the U.S. government. Weapons of Class 4 and lower have been authorized for use during the purge. All other weapons are restricted. Government officials of ranking 10 have been granted immunity from the purge and shall not be harmed. Commencing at the siren, any and all crime, including murder, will be legal for 12 continuous hours. Police, fire, and emergency medical services will be unavailable until tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. when the purge concludes. Blessed be our new founding fathers and America, a nation reborn. May God be with you all. This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the annual purge sanctioned by the U.S. government.
What's up, guys?
Weapons of Class 4 and lower have been authorized for use during the purge. All other weapons are restricted. Government officials of ranking 10 have been granted immunity from the purge and shall not be harmed. Commencing at the siren.
I love that purge music, man. Oh, only problem is I think YouTube blocks it. On Instagram, you can get away with that kind of shit. They don't block like TV shows much, and that Foo Fighters. You know, I've gotten permission to use that song. I know Dave Grohl. Well, I don't know Dave. Let me rephrase that. I've met Dave Grohl. My son was friends with his daughter, and you can actually get permission to use some songs. But anyway, I'm not on Instagram today. We're just here on YouTube. Try to give a better experience. It gets hard when you're doing two different cameras because YouTube, you have to turn it sideways, and on Instagram you turn it up and down. And so I had a swing trade. I don't know if you know, I'm doing a little boot camp, and I totally forgot to put in I call it bread and butter. It's because so I have 13 chapters. I call it they're chapters. I was trying to rewrite a version of my book, The Money Flow. Anyway, for this 30-day boot camp I'm doing, I'm going to use the outline from that book because the original book was just kind of like my trading plan. So it's real choppy. And because, it's just me looking at it when I first put it together. And my bread and butter trade, as I used to call it, was trading dividend stocks, which is kind of boring. They don't move real fast. Quality companies that fell below this 200-day. What makes these trades fun and easy is, if you look at this looks disastrous. This is Cisco. That's a big fall. But look, it's literally $1.30, 1.3%. It's nothing, right? So you can trade these kind of stocks. Obviously, you need more money. Often when we're trading, we're taking these small caps, these biotechs that really can move an account. But in my buy and hold account, and when I first started teaching trading, this is really what I was trying to do. And I realized that a lot of people I was trying to teach, they don't have the money. And I don't know why I don't podcast these. I'm trying to do a podcast on trading. It gets hard to balance and jump between all the different things you do. Instagram, dude. I'm trying to get better at making one content and sharing it across different platforms. So it's not as jumbled, jumpy. But anyway, this target of the 200, I called it my bread and butter because this trade is so easy and happens so often on these blue chips. Now it's falling apart here, and as you know, what I'm looking for with inside of the 4 stages, right? Let's pull the picture up so we can compare it. And this is the most important part. Oh shit, I moved the thing. I added a thing on the page in the newsletter, so it's fucked up my pattern. But the pattern, right, of sideways up, sideways down. When we play the bread and butter, what we're looking at is we're going to be looking at this pattern, right? And a blue chip stock, it's going to, usually it runs up to like its value, true value, and then they report earnings and they get smashed, as companies tend to do, you know, for no reason, or, you know, sometimes a reason, whatever. They fall, and then more selling begots more selling. And I talk about in the book, Newton's law of motion. What's in motion tends to, well, stay in motion, and it just goes down, 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 down. And then eventually it stops and starts to go sideways. Well, over here, you know, you can just take this and put it over here. Over here is what we're looking for, and that 200-day is almost always above. And institutions love these big dividend stocks, right? So institutions will run this back up to that $42 range. I promise you, I can almost promise you, I shouldn't say that, with almost certainty, they go back to this 200. It's just the way it is, man. And I've made a lot of money in my buy and hold account trading this pattern. And, you know, these are stocks that I'm holding, I'm not selling. I'm trying to think of a good example here. Let's look at PSA was one from the book. It's almost off the chart now, but over here, PSA, same thing, got smashed on earnings. And one of the drawbacks to stock charts is it's not as easy to manipulate the time frame. You can, and it fell way below the 200. See it? And what I do is I wait on the stage 2 breakout, right? See it? And I set the 200 as my target. And it would just be these short trades within inside of my buy and hold. Like, I already own this stock. I'm not selling it because it dropped. I'm looking to buy more. And I would just watch these. And it really started with the Dogs of the Dow, like I talk about in my free ebook. I would just watch the Dogs of the Dow, and I would own them like the strategy says. And as I began to develop the money flow, I began to notice, you know, every one of these dog stocks that gets smashed, if I added heavy on the breakout, they almost always come up and touch that 200. And then, you know, so I call that the bread and butter. I added that to this upcoming little boot camp I'm going to do because I don't teach on this a lot. The cool thing on that is I'm going to try to do a video every day, send it, and we can do a little longer than like on Instagram. It can get a little distracting. People are like, what about this stock? What about that stock? That's not helping. That's helping them, but it's not helping people who are new trying to learn to trade, you know, where we need to have a conversation like, what does this even mean, this 200-day? Like, who gives a shit about that? Why 200? What does that number mean? Who uses it? What's the point of it, you know? Why am I using a 20? Why not the 50? You know, why? And why is that 20 a simple moving average? But the other two, what I call minor moving averages, are exponential. And if you know in my book, I call the 5-day the trigger. The trigger means cock that trigger, pow, right? Pull. So when it crosses that 20, that's the confirmation that the trend has changed. Now, if you trade with me, you know I jump it a lot. I jump it. You know, the moment, if you get a big move like this that closes above that 20, I don't need that cross to happen. I know what's going to happen tomorrow. That cross is going to happen. That's an explosion. The trigger happened the next day, and then look, we have an uptrend. This day here often shakes people out. If this happens on a trade that I put out in our group, I will get DMs from 35 people. Are we closing this? No. Why? Our stop is below support. It's down here. This day doesn't mean shit to us. It's just one off day. You have off days, you know. Now, if it keeps going, it means something. Then structurally, it's broken. But we have to give it, you know, a single day can't break structure. I mean, it can after multiple days. I should rephrase that. But we're always given the benefit of the doubt to the last signal. If you don't do that, then you end up not having signals. So just as a general rule, yeah, I'm only doing YouTube today, Ben. A lot of people pissing me off on Instagram, but also too, I think I'm gonna rotate one day YouTube, one day Instagram, because it's hard to control two cameras. And when I go back and watch the YouTube, a lot of times it's just out of whack, dude, because the camera. I have a better camera that I'm gonna start using just for YouTube. It's like an actual camera, like an actual DLSR camera. I need to start using that, man. It looks better when I watch it on a television. And I'm fixing to set up a new trade room. I'm gonna be moving. I'm gonna get one of those 70-inch monitors so I can have this shit behind me. People seem to like it. We can try to go live every morning, see what stocks we're watching. I'm trying to figure out how to do that inside our trading group. And I may actually develop an app. That may be a rabbit hole I don't want to go down, but an app. I like the idea of an app because we could move from Discord to a private app. People could download it. We'd have the discussion room. The books would be in there. I want to do some other stuff for like real estate. A lot of people do stocks like real estate. We could add a bunch of other stuff. A lot of our members are experts on things. I'd like to do interviews with people, post that inside of there. So like just one, a guy or gal joins, and all this shit could just be in there. And then I'll repurpose it. Obviously, I'm a marketer. That's what I do. But if there's some really good videos, we could drop them in there. I just think it'd be cool. And then if other members are doing cool shit, I would link to them. Like we have a guy who has a video. He has a course on flipping cars. I put him on the podcast. I've done a bunch of stuff like that. You're okay. So if we got members doing cool shit, we'd have a section for that. We just don't have a way of doing that inside Discord and controlling it. I don't want to turn into a junk fest or people just selling shit. That's not what I mean. But what are we looking at here? Yeah, so I looked at his course. I thought it was very cool. He's one of our members. I feel like I should help the dude out and put it out. And he sold some. And then obviously I got a little cut. So everybody, benefit. I get approached all the time, dude, with people just selling just bullshit. Like, I'm like, dude, I can't put my name on that. There's a guy out of Houston that runs Surefire Dividend. I've met with him. It's cool. I haven't really I personally use it, and I haven't mentioned in the newsletter. I haven't hyped it or anything. He's a good dude. He tracks 600 dividend stocks. He sits down and reads the books. He's an actual nerd, man. He reads all this stuff. I'm trying to get him to give his stuff's already so cheap, he's hesitant to give a discount because I think it's only like $79 a year. I tell him he needs to up it, but he's got tons of memory. It's pretty good stuff, but he only tracks. Yeah, Aaron's a neat guy, man. He plays professional basketball, which is super cool, I think. Don't tell him I told you. There's a video of him on YouTube knocking out an Asian dude, and Google his name. It's funny, man. I felt bad for him. If you go to the newsletter, you'll see a couple little ads I have in there. It's called Surefire, and you can see it. His name's Ryan. He has a couple people that work for him. Anyway, the bread and butter trade is a blue chip stock trading below the 200. Almost any time. Now, it's got to be a quality company, okay? Almost any time you get one, like, a lot of these growth, you're never going to get them that low. You're rarely going to get Facebook below that, right? Tesla. You're rarely going to get these kind of stocks below it. Boy, Tesla doesn't look like it wants to go up, does it? Let's look at AT&T. That's one. Look. I almost bought here. And you see where it stopped? Dude, it stopped right where it stopped last time. Of course, I teach people to wait till there's multiple bars. But even myself, sometimes I just want to jump shit, it's just human nature. You're like, oh, that's 2. And I teach there needs to be at least 3. You can count over here as 1 or 2, and that's just 1. If there had been a couple bars here, right there, then I would have said, okay, 1, 2, 3, whatever. 1, 2, that's 4. That's enough. I need 4 points of contact to call this a level. This is a breakout, but this is AT&T. I mean, it should get to 30. God, I mean, geez, come on. I hope so. I own a bunch of this thing. I'm not jumping on this as a stage 2 breakout right now. It does make me feel better about the stock, though. AXGN. Oh, I also closed Zynga. Let's look at why did I close Zynga. I may have closed a little early on this. To be honest, going into the election, I'm just erring on the side of conservatism. Then the move, I would like to have some cash. The moving average configuration, look, 20, 10, 5. They're all pointing down, okay? You could have held this using this as your bottom. That's totally fine. But the configuration right out of the book, 20, 10, 5 are pointing down, okay? That was our breakout day. We hit our target, which was there, the first target. It never got extreme. I don't consider a trade complete until it goes from one extreme to the other. See that? That's a completed move. This is technically not completed. So it would not surprise me if this comes up. That's a concept that I don't make clear in the book that I'm going to try to explain in the boot camp. There's a lot of things that I don't explain very well in the book because I'm honestly not a good writer. But this concept of completed swing trade, I got to write that down, make sure I put that in. There's so much to this stuff, dude, that as I talk, I get it, and I go back and look, and I'm like, shit, I didn't even write that. The RSI to RSI, when we're talking swing trading, is a completed move, meaning it's probably done. And what I mean by completed, where are we at here, is the pattern of going from the extreme low to the extreme high. These are more likely to appear, stage 3 and stage 1's more likely appear when the RSI went extreme. They don't have to, and a lot of these momentum stocks like a Tesla or an NIO or whatever, those are probably not going to hit an extreme indicator level. They're just not. They're just momentum stocks, But the ones that do set up the best. An example of that is like OPK. Those are the ones I really like. And I trust this bottom. Look, extreme to extreme. So what that tells me is the down move, I'm given a benefit of the doubt that it's completed. Pivot point to pivot point. And then when this starts to build, I'm going to trust this pattern. See it sideways, ran up, and then look, it didn't go from extreme low on this one to this one. So it's not a perfect thing, but it just one more quiver, you're playing cards and it's just one more thing in your favor. This sideways motion combined with the RSI just tells me this down move is done. Obviously the MACD diverging from price, like the MACD's going up and price is going sideways. That is the ultimate bottom. That's what I'm looking for on a DraftKings. And picked on one of our members today. He knows I'm teasing, and I'll jump on people. So please don't take that rough. I'm just wanting to bring it to your attention. And I know what he's looking at, and he's right. He very well will probably be right. You see where it's stopping? This zone, we can kind of lump these. These are close enough, right? So this has been a previous resistance zone, often is where it stops. So he's trying to get, thank you. I have a bad habit of putting stuff in the microwave and then never eating it and then realizing I'm hungry 2 hours later and then it's dead. It's probably going to stop there. So he was being a little aggressive, but look, not respecting the RSI. Is that move over? We don't know. But look, it has a tendency, being a growth play, it didn't get extreme here, right? So we got to keep that in mind. So when we talk about studying your charts, these indicators aren't perfect. I was listening to a guy talk about it's the equivalent to reading tarot cards. That's nonsense. I understand what they mean because they don't always work, but they're not using them the way that I use them. I'm using them a way I expect. I fully understand that indicators can't tell me the exact, I fully get that. But what they can do is when multiple ones line up around a pattern, they can give me a logical way to control my emotions to make my decisions similar each time. And that's really what they're doing. So we can expect DraftKings may not go extreme. That's a good expectation. And we can probably expect this is where it's going to stop because this previous support becomes resistance. General rule, okay? So he's probably right. But look, 10, 5, 20. We are starting to tick. I need a couple more well, dude, I need at least one more. So if you're on here, PM Trades, you probably are going to be right, bro. You got the low volume, the MACD starting to turn. He's just being aggressive, and he's probably going to be right. And then he'll probably get a better fill than I will. But you see what I'm waiting on there? And I'm just stalking. Like, I just want it to be, I want it to be as perfect as I can. What did someone say? Did I see what? Yeah, DVAX is one that we're... Yeah, so when you get these stage 4s, this is a cool thing about trading with the group because it gets hard for everyone to watch all of them. And like you'll have your eyes on different things than I do just because you know it or like it. Oh, Zoom, is it Zoom Z? No, what is Zoom? ZM? That ZI is not quite a stage 4 yet though, bro. Yeah, so Zynga, did I ring the bell a little early? This is one of those gray area trades. The way that I would normally handle this, because I didn't get out here, because that was technically, to be honest, and we did, I sold half on this day. Why? We're going the wrong way. Price closed below the 20. MACD crossed, like everything is now the opposite, right? I got out of half the position. All 6 indicators went negative. But then the next day it holds. So you see why sometimes I just sell half. Why would I just sell half and not all? The reason being is the company has a value of $11. The only reason I think we have an edge in trading that these indicators can even work for us is the value of the actual underlying asset. Meaning, if there is no value, I think you're really playing a dangerous game if you're just chart reading and you don't know anything about the stock. And then look what I look and I go, wow, this thing is following the pattern if you see it. So we can take the fact that it's an $11 stock, we can implement our strategy, right? And then that gives us a logical place to enter, respect true value, gives us a long-term target, true value. But in the meantime, we can set targets along the way because it could be 2 years before it gets to true value. It could go up, go back down, go sideways, go up, and this target stays true. It's worth $11, but it may take a long time to get there. Let's see. Right. Ben's got it. And I use the equation. I compare real estate a lot and then poker a lot or blackjack. There's a lot of similarities to gameplay. God, dude, this DVAX is weighing on me, man. We tried to get over here. It's below the 200. It's tried to rip twice. It hasn't. Fuck. See this support? I'm going to issue a hard stop of $4 on this stock. I don't want to ride this into a collapse. You see what I'm looking at? And this is my rules, right? We had our breakout day. That's the pivot point of the bottom. This is the bottom. This is the breakout. A logical stop. If this level here is broken, that tells you the trend has changed and it's now an official stage 4 decline. It technically is a stage 4, but it's holding the previous level. So that wouldn't shake me out because of this. Get what I'm saying? So I take this like same over here, that would have been my stop. We broke it. And when we came back up into the area, I started getting back in again because we're kind of getting back into the box. I call this the box, right? So that's how I'm going to analyze all of these. Oh, when? Yeah. Somebody brought that up. And dude, that dude last night brought up, I let my mind get off of these for a minute. Fuck. And look, you see it, right? Do you see the pattern? The first couple classes of the upcoming boot camp, we're going to get rid of all these indicators. And we're going to look at naked charts. And I want you to see this clearly. When you start to see that, when you start to see it, and it's not as clear every time, but it is, dude. And the more you can see this, you see the pattern. Sometimes it's long and beautiful and just trades perfect. Sometimes it's like whoop, 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 whoop. And those are the hardest. These will fuck you up, okay? But these, when it goes to these long, sweeping moves, this is when you make your money. Yeah, this is a breakout. This would be the last day I would add to this stock. Yep, we're going to naked trade first. Look, this is the last day I would add to this. If this comes down tomorrow, feel free to keep adding. But once you break above this, dude, you got to stop because the target's going to be like right here, dude. Yeah, I'll look at Fox A, bro. So you see how we're setting this up? Your stop would have been here. That was an obvious stop all the way across. Look at that. There's no reason to have a stop anywhere else but below this level. And look, it would have saved you right there. But I guarantee you, if we'd have got in here, I'd have been getting all kind of DMs on this, even though this wasn't broken. So, okay, let's say we missed this one. Where's Las Vegas Sands at? Right? Let's check out the whole sector. Oh, fuck. Damn. And this was a stage 1 buy. Sold off, went sideways. Your MACD started moving in. You could have took positions in here. So those were I missed them. You could jump. Let's say you jump in late. Let's say you're just now buying when. I would buy a half a position because you didn't get any down here. I'd buy a half a position and hope this doesn't run on you and you can add to it. That's how I play those. Let's see, Fox A. Why are we doing Fox A and not just Fox? Is there a reason you're playing Fox A and not Fox? Is the one preferred? Are those preferred shares? 21st Century Fox on the NASDAQ. 21st Century Fox NASDAQ. What's the difference? I'm guessing one's preferred shares. Hershey's. What's the ticker, bro? H. Man, you always forget about stocks like Hershey's. What's HS? Yeah, so, oh, dude, look at this. Oh, Fox A is held by the NASDAQ, okay. I hate when I ask obvious, dumbass questions, and then you go, why did I even say that? This is a stage 4 decline. These are the hardest ones to trade because, look, you didn't get this. You get it when I was saying that before? Sometimes they do. MGM broke out today, too. All those casino stocks. We should have been in that casino ETFs, what we should have been doing. Fuck. We let that get away from us. I'm sure somebody in the chat group said it, and I just didn't pay attention. I tend to ignore people. Dude, look at this. Completed. It stopped. It went sideways. Look. Just like we talk about. I mean, that was your day to start adding. Add on the breakout. Now it's turning on you. You would have hit your first target. So you should have less shares here. And I would just get out. That's kind of what, this is the exact same trade as Zynga. One reason I'm getting out is I still got a few bucks to the profit side. Same trade. Got in, it ran up, it tagged the first, now it's pulling back. I can get back in, it ain't no big deal. Plus I want the money, to be honest. I'm looking for a better trade. T-throw. God, you remember when all those got smashed and, yeah, bro. Look at this. Same thing, came down. Just stopped right on that 200. Even if you didn't catch the side on this, there's your breakout. Like you had 3-4 days to get in it, and then it just ran. Yeah, we're still in OPK. Well, did it break down? Let me see. Yeah, bro. Yeah. If that thing stays above the 20, you stay with it. You don't give up on that, okay? You don't give up on a trade that stays above the 20. See, UPRO, it's staying above the 20. I mean, you don't get out when they stay above the 20. That's just the rule. Price above the 20, it's bullish, price below the 20. There's some, if you're trading the money flow, I mean, there's things that are just accepted. Like you just have to, like the pattern, we're looking for the pattern. If price is above the 20, it's bullish. I saw Etsy was breaking down. See, if I was a guy that liked to short, if you want to play around with shorting, these are the kind of ones you short. And this is how you would do it. You see how that's about to cross? If you do these shorts, keep them small, and they're kind of fun to play with if you just like to play with these shorts. And the trick for me, whenever I short, and I'll do these and I just don't tell people because I don't want to get people in trouble, is I get out quick. Look, sell signal, sell signal, sell signal, sell signal. Where's the downside target? Probably right about there. It's not very far. So on the short side in a bull market, if it came down and tagged it, I'd be out. I'm just out. Like I'm not even, I wouldn't trade it like I would to the upside. I would just be out. Because in a bull market, these things come back fast, dude. So that's why I don't like teaching people trading in a bull market or shorting in a bull market unless you're a really good trader. Yep, this is another one like Zynga. I will probably be closing today. Didn't close yesterday. It was so close. And this is another one. Got in on the breakout. There's the breakout. Look how obvious this. Look at this sideways here. Target was previous high. We got it. Got my shares off. It came in. It was building this little box. Yesterday it broke it. I thought, well, I'm going to give it one more day. I shouldn't have. And now we're down. Should have got out yesterday. You see why you can be a little over here because I sold 1/4 right here. So I don't have as many shares here. RKT we're watching, dude. This is an IPO, Rocket Mortgage. It stopped right at support. Okay. I know everybody wants to get in this. A couple things. This is an IPO, so we don't have a lot of data. You see how the moving, it's not very, technically, it's at support. You've only got one bar. You could count a couple of these maybe. But look, the histogram is telling you the momentum is still to the downside. Still negative, still negative. Too early. Keep watching this. If this continues sideways, this will turn up like this did. That's your signal. So right around in here, you knew it's going the right way. You get in, there's your breakout, but it didn't run. Target will be up here. So just keep stalking it. And you should have a whole stock file on. If you have stock charts here, you can just come over here, man, and you can just create a list. Like, look at this. I have these lists. Like I have all the shit that Kathy Woods trades in ARK funds. And I just scan them, bellwether, dividend stocks, dogs of the Dow. Each year I put them in there. And I just go through here. I got a file for Mel. So if I have friends that talk to me a lot, my buddy Whipple, and he mentions a lot of stocks to me. I can't keep them all in my head. So I put them in that folder, and then I kind of keep an eye on them. The Spider, Small Cap Pharmacy. And so I just scan these as I can, you know. Keep an eye on this one. If you're trying to do an IPO, because I bash on IPOs, drop the time in half. You see how we got more data when I did that? You see that? So there's the daily. I got to put that in. We got to talk about this in the upcoming boot camp. IPOs. See? Oh, I didn't even have that in there. That needed to be in there. How do you trade a new stock? Drop the time frame. Go to 4 hours. If it's even newer, drop it to 1 hour. And just pretend you're on a daily. And look, massive stage 4 decline. Stopped right at support. Waiting for it. You might take a shot, put a stop right there if you were trading on the short. But you see the pattern is still there, man. It's fractal, right? It trades on any time frame. Oh, dude, GE. GE's one of those ones that just piss me off. I missed it too. I'm gonna be fair. I missed this trade and it's going up. I know a lot of you guys caught it. I'm jealous. GE's like a drunk uncle. Shows up at the house. He's getting his shit together. He just needs to stay a while. Runs over your bicycle. Let's see, Boxel. All right, let's look at this Boxel for a second. I got stuck in this. I'm in this, and I didn't get out. I was playing this little line. Now we're here. Fuck. You see how close these support levels are? I would put that right here at this point. If this is broken, you've got to abandon this trade, okay? I mean, if that breaks, we have got to abandon this trade. So I'm gonna hold this because, look, when this thing moves, it really moves. So let's give this I'm gonna give this a little room. And that's the only reason I'm doing it is this, okay? If that shit was way down here, I wouldn't be doing it. Just so everybody knows. RPay, RPay. I knew if I went live, I'd catch some things I didn't have for my thing here. What was it, RPay? Oof. I don't know, bro. If you hold this, if not, it's downtown, dude. But here's what I don't like about this. Look, there's just not a lot of such much congestion here. I mean, I guess that's $4 or $5, but because my target's up here, it just doesn't seem like a big risk reward. Unless you just really like it, or it's a buy and hold. If it's a buy and hold, let's check work. Oh, bro, this is going bad, huh? We were trading this. I hate the fundamentals on this company. I took most of it off up here at the target. We got smashed here and it came back up. I mean, you should have sold some, right? If you're trading the money flow, look, the target plus RSI. You got to get out of this, man. I mean, maybe use today's low. You could put a stop there, but I would get out of this. I'm down to a tiny position. I guess sometimes I get such a small position, I stop texting on them because I'm not really, damn it. Yeah, Mel joined the YouTube gang. Fuck. Apple, man, that's disappointing, huh? Here's our breakout day. We ran up. Now, you know how I said I use this zone? If this runs up real far, I mean, we move this, so that's something else I need to talk about. I don't know if I even put that in there. Jesus. I know more shit than I can remember. You laugh at me. It's hard being a genius. The stop's going to have to be like right in here, man. This thing's rolling over, though, dude. Let's keep an eye on this. This hasn't collapsed, okay? It is Apple, for God's sakes. So, but look, negative, 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 negative. So, I think we got to use this zone right here, man. Damn it. Damn it. That makes me mad, dude. That's my right hand. Let's see. Okay, Beyond Meat. Yep, stage 4. I got out of most of this. Probably need to close the rest today. Yep, we had been scaling out of this, so you see, like target hit, sold some, went higher, sold some, came over. Remember I was saying once the MACD rolled, this is an example of an absolute perfect trade, watch. We got in over here. We bought on the breakout. Our target right there, we sold 1/5 or 1/4. The next place we sell is on the extreme RSI we sold. I sold more on the 510 cross right there, which is where the MACD crossed. And now we're in a stage 4. So I have like half the shares that we started with down here. This little move didn't take back much. And then today we would close out the rest. Wait till the close. This could come back. You know, maybe put a stop at the low here at this point. Let's see where the market is. Sometimes I like to give it to the end of the day. It sucks when you get out and they rip back above the 20. If you have time. If you don't have time and you're going to be at work, get out. Go ahead and place a stop like right around in there. Yeah, man, that's it. You see how we did that? This one's picture perfect though. Stay with Beyond Meat. You might even hold a couple shares and just ride it down. This is one of those ones that it's like Roku. I mean, I made so much money in Roku, I felt guilty not owning one, so I went and bought it. This thing has been a great one. Yeah, Apple's a good stock to hold, but don't do the shit where it's in your trading account. I'm just going to hold it. Like, trade it, man. Like, if you're trading it, trade it just because it's Apple. Now, in your buy and hold it. This is why I advocate. I really think you need to separate them because it starts to mess with your mind. Like I put out on Cisco, I'm closing it out as a trade. And they're like, oh, well, that's in my buy and hold. Okay, well, in your buy and hold it. I am. But in my trading account, it's going the wrong fucking way. So I got to get out. Otherwise, I'm not going to have any money to trade, you know? GWPH is one I put out on our call. Damn it, get up there, man. It sure keeps trying. This is one we're trying. Our target's 107. See what we're doing there? Sideways, breakout, target, right? Stop is down here. If it moves higher, we'll move the stop to the breakout day. You know, I used to have a rule. Once the stock had moved more than 10%, 15%, I would move the stop to the breakout day. I'm a little more flexible on that shit now. I'm older, slower. So yeah, Stefan got out at Beyond Meat at 150. Beautiful. Good trading, bro. Yeah, so closing Cisco, closing Zynga, Beyond Meat, these are all inside of my margin account, so that's going to free up a lot of money, dude. So if we get a little sell-off here, I'll have some money to do something with. And going into the elections, we're probably going to have some issues, don't you think? Damn it. And we might be closing this UPRO before long. You see it starting to roll. We might be closing half of it today. If all of this goes negative today, I'm going to close half of this UPRO trade. Look, negative, negative, negative. The only thing working is holding the 20, so we'll probably close half of it just to be on the safe side. We don't want to get smashed in a triple leverage fund. Be a little conservative in those triple leverage, man. Play them smart. Oh, Gush. Look at Gush coming back. Remember, like yesterday, I almost decided to cover it. Now we're back above again. My stop is right around in here. So this Gush is just walking the line. It's like a Johnny Cash song. All right, guys, that's it. I got to get my butt to work. If you want to do the boot camp with me, I'll stop talking about it tomorrow because I'm going to close it down so I can have it wrapped up over the weekend. And then we'll see. If it goes well, I'll try to do one every quarter, maybe, or once or twice. I mean, I would think every 3 months would be sufficient. And if this one goes well, maybe we'll do an advanced one. Problem is, you do an advanced one, you get a lot of smart asses in there, and you know how that goes. So, but I would be open to that. Me and Ashton had talked about doing one together, but he's got a lot of weird followers, so I'm teasing Ashton if you're on here. Go through here. Best way to contact me, on most of my socials, man, I have my phone number on there, my email, through email, DM me on IG. If you do my main Instagram account, it can take me a minute to get to you just because 56,000 followers. But my email on there, if you go to the Peters Report, I think my email's on there. Almost everything, you can find my email and phone number. I actually have my phone number on YouTube, I think, too, on some of the videos, man. I guess let me put it in here. Trying not to be a douchebag and I don't know if it'll let me. This thing not let me post? Huh. Well, here, we'll just go to the page. I'll try to come back if the video saves, if they don't block it because of that stuff I had going. Well, actually, I think I have it right here. Yeah, go to the newsletter, the Peters Report. It should be linked in YouTube, but go to the Peters Report. Any of those links I have, if you click them, it'll take you to like where I have all my content shit. And there's a link right here. Breaks it down. Just click this. It's pretty simple, man. There's no funnel, no upsell, none of that bullshit. It'll just tell you what we're going to do. And there's a PayPal me link, and that's it. And then you'll get an email from me today or tomorrow. If you don't have my book, you can pick it up there. You don't need to have the book. It's just, but again, it's for big. I mean, if you're killing it trading, you probably don't need it. I'm going to we're going to start with blank charts, like no indicators. And we're going to naked trade, and then so we can really see the pattern. And then I'm going to send a video every day the market's open and just slowly go through the 14, 15 chapters and try to really explain it without any, people asking me questions or any of that shit. And then we'll archive that, and it's inside of let me see if I can, this is the way it's set up right now. It's inside of a flipping book, so you can do this shit on your phone. And I've kind of snagged some of the content from the new book I'm working on. Let me get past some of that. You'll be able to sneak in on me. Some of it will be written, and then I'm gonna have these videos will be posted. Let me get past here. So far, I got to add a couple more. Like I didn't even have the fucking RSI completed move in here. We'll go through these, building the portfolio, swing, closing a trade, position side. And then this is from my perspective, how I do it. The runaways, how to handle stocks that run away on you. And so in each one of these, I'll have a little write-up, but then I'll have a video, and you can go and like we do here and watch the video. And hopefully, you'll have all of these. So if you have a question on, when to close a swing trade, if you have that, you just go back, click it, and you'll see a video of me talking. I'm going to try to keep them under 20 minutes. It's real hard for me, man. My brain is really large, and trying to talk for 15 minutes is really difficult. I will try to keep them reasonable. I don't think anybody wants 13 fucking hours. Maybe they do. Like if I do my normal, this would be like 14 hours. So I don't know anybody wants that, but it'll be there. And then shit that I recommend, books that I like, podcasts that I personally listen to. And I think that'll be worth what you pay for it, man. Anyway, just click that bio link up there. It'll take you to it. Talk to you soon.